Guys, it's Hope from Hopefully Created and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how to make a drip tumbler epoxy free. A big worry that people have when switching to epoxy free is that they won't be able to achieve the same techniques, but I'm here to tell you that you definitely can, and I'm here to give you some tips as I've learned with trial and error along the way how to get the best drip tumbler. I'm going to insert a picture of my first attempt at a drip tumbler compared to how my tumblers look now. You can see we've definitely come a long way. So let me show you how to make these drip tumblers. So I'm going to start off here with my tumbler. I've already put on coats of Grand Finale and I've put on my decal and sealed it twice with 2 coats of Grand Finale. It's completely smooth and it's ready for the drip. So you're going to need a fabric paint. I use Tulip Slick. You can get it from Amazon, Walmart, Michaels. I'll have it linked below in my Amazon storefront. I bought mine on Amazon and it came super quick. And for this specific tumbler, I am going to be using some polymer clay sprinkles. And I'll also leave those down below in my Amazon storefront. So the key to doing a drip tumbler is that you're going to want to put on a thick coat. So when I first started doing these, I was scared that I was going to put too much, but more is actually better. So first I start off by just doing a thin line all around the edge of the tumbler. So once you meet the other end, you're then going to go around again, but adding to the top of the drip. So you're going to be kind of adding on top of the fabric, not under. I find that this works best for me and it really allows to give that really cool drip effect. And don't be afraid. As you can see, I'm putting on a lot of fabric paint. It's most definitely a heavy coat, but you'll see how it works out in the end. Okay, so once I've gone completely around, you're going to start seeing where there's some parts where it's heavier and you're going to add fabric paints to those parts. That's where your drips are going to go down. So as you can see, I'm going around every little bit and then adding more paint to allow the, gravity to pull it down. I actually prefer doing drips epoxy free way more than I did with epoxy because you're able to control your drips more. And the great thing about this is if you don't like it, you can literally just go to the sink and wash it off and start over. How amazing is that? Okay, so once my drips are where I want them to be, I'm just going to add a little bit more on the edges to make sure that none of the top of the tumbler is exposed. And then you're going to want to gently tap it straight down. You need to make sure that you're not tapping it down at an angle because then your drips will go at an angle as well. So you want to tap it directly straight down very softly. And you'll see how the drips fall and you're able to control it better. So pretty much the lighter that you tap, the shorter your drips will be, and the harder you tap, the longer your drips will be. Man, that felt like a tongue twister. Say that 3 times real fast. Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway, so here I am just adding little finishing touches. Sometimes you'll get like very small little bubbles. You can just use like a weeding tool. I use these pliers or tweezers to just pop the bubbles out, but it's not difficult at all to pop them. Okay, so unlike epoxy where you kind of have to babysit your drips, with these you don't really have to babysit them as much. You can just sit there for like the first 10 minutes and just watch it. It's not really gonna pull down as quick as epoxy does. It really doesn't move that much, but it does move slightly, so you can just make sure that it's not dripping too far down. And if it is, then you can just flip it upside down and just let the drips fall back down again and then flip it back over. Honestly, within like 15 or 20 minutes, if it hasn't pulled down, it's not going to. Okay, so after about 15 minutes, I'm happy with the way it looks. And so now I'm going to be adding my polymer clay sprinkles. So I totally love these sprinkles just because they have like this pastel vibe to it. And I just think it goes cute with the donut tumbler. So I'm just going to be using a tweezers to pull out my polymer clay sprinkles and place them on the tumbler. I feel like it's way better than using your hand, just because, you know, you don't want to accidentally smudge your drip. And the tweezers definitely give you more control. So I'm just going to place my sprinkles exactly where I want them on the drip, all around the cup. Whoops, definitely dropped one. Like I said, place them all around the cup, and then once you're done, I'm gonna then use the tweezers to kind of push them into the drip very carefully. You do not want to mess up your drip at all, so just make sure that you do this very gently, and that way you don't mess it up. Also, make sure that you're not leaning your cup for too long, because you don't want your drip to glide to the side. So I try to like put a couple sprinkles and then lean it upward again, so that my drips don't drip sideways. Okay, so now that I'm done placing my sprinkles all around the drip, now I'm getting ready to push them into the drip. So as you can see here, I'm going to be placing the sprinkle on and then gently tapping it into the drip. You don't want to tap it too hard, so just do it very lightly to where you feel that the sprinkle is almost touching the surface of the cup. Alrighty, so we are all done pushing in the sprinkles. I really love how this came out. So I'm just gonna let it sit for about 24 hours before I seal it with my top coat. So here's just an up close view of how the tumbler came out. This is about 2 hours after I applied the drip, so you can see it's already drying. So I'll just let it sit, and then tomorrow I will add my top coat. Alright y'all, so after about 3 coats of Grand Finale, this tumbler is completely finished and good to go. It came out super cute, and I just wanted to give you guys some tips on how to do a drip epoxy free. I know that a lot of people struggle because they feel like there's a lot they can't do epoxy free, but I'm here to tell you that there's a million different ways to do things. So I hope you found this video helpful, and please leave any questions down below in the comments and I'll be glad to answer them. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're not following us on Instagram, go ahead and give us a follow at Hopefully Created. See you next time.